I'm okay with my nose. I've been with this nose for 41 years.
What's wrong with it? Okay.
Young
nose.
Yosef, the Seitova, we're talking about Avada.
A little respect over there. Anyways, you can't see you're not happy.
No.
I'll tell you something, it's always that way. There's always
No, it's not that. No. That's good. It's going to be better than.
you know, you got.
I'm live. Okay, we're live.
The problem is there's a lot of fire, and there was no fire in the article.
That's what he's saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right? That's what I'm saying. He
missed out on the
He missed
whole-
out on the story. Technical, it's all there. But the question is, where's the neshama? That's the shayla.
Daf Chofei.
That's the shayla.
Daf Chofei Omid Aleph. 2 dots. 6-7 lines down. Says the Gemara, it says in the Mishnah that if you were to redeem your field, you want to redeem the field, you have 5 years left, you pay 1 selah per year. And a pudyan, sell and a pudyan. Let's say you have only 4 years and a month, you pay 5 selah. We don't start giving you credit for missing months. Tanur Rabbanon, Menayin she'ein mechashim chodoshim. How do we know? What happened to my card here? Fell out in the middle of the way. Okay. Fine. Not here.
To get another one.
I have, whatever. I just got a brand new one, Baruch Hashem.
Credit card or something.
I have. I'm going to get my credit card. It's not going to be good. Oh.
There you go.
Something. At least it's something. Now people can see my number. I got to turn it over. Okay.
That's not yet.
How do we know this concept? It says years. You go by years, not by months. So if you have a few months left of the year, too bad, you lose out. You have to pay the full shekel, the whole dollar, whatever it's worth. It's very little money. Now, here comes a bomb chidush. The hegdish always wins. The house always wins. And therefore, if it's not for their benefit to count a single month as a whole year, then we don't. So let's say there's 1 month left. We say, oh, that equals a whole year. You have to pay a full shekel. Where does it not pay for them? In a case that's within 2 years of Yovel. In a case that's in 2 years of Yovel, then we say you have to pay the full price of 50. But if you're paying the full price of 50, it's as if you paid for the whole year. So you're starting a year. So let's say you want to come redeem your field a year and a half before Yovel. They're going to tell you, well, we can't consider the half a year that already went by. That's on you. Oh, that's on me. So then it's as if I'm here 2 years before Yovel. 2 years before Yovel, now the price drops from 50 to 2. There's only 2 selah, 1 selah per year. In this case, we want the Beis HaMikdash to benefit. But here it's very tricky. A little bit of a chap. Nachamol. Nachamol.
That takes some time.
Avi, this is mamish up your alley. You're the one that always says the house always wins.
What does that mean?
In a casino, the house wins. It's not for you.
Place where you go lose money.
You read it in your magazine.
If there's
Erased
a tie,
picture.
the house always, it's always
Yeah.
stacked
It's still there?
for the house.
Chas v'shalom.
It's still there.
It can't be there because it's live. It's not going to be there when it's
That's very
back
nice
to
of
thing.
you.
It's not there.
No, I appreciate it.
The odds are
Minayin shemat. Go. I'll show you after this year. I'll show you after this year.
That's embarrassment.
So how does this work?
What?
They always shorten it to 1 year.
Okay, so here's how it works. If a person, no, that's not what happened. I took a picture of Nachman. As I snapped it, he went like this. He went like it. So it looks. If you look closely, it doesn't look like anything. But I can't get rid of it. It's on the thing. But Gershon's gonna get rid. He got rid of it right now. Yes, Gershon, when you get rid of it, please let us know. Because we have a concern that
My agent is sending me a release note to start that.
you're in the picture.
I'm on one of the pictures.
Probably your back, the back of your head or something. The side, okay. You and Levi.
Is it your good side?
And links.
You were explaining.
Okay. Rabbi say, here. We're getting sidetracked here. How does the house win? If there's a month left to a year, he pays for the full year. Pays the full shekel. You never get a discount. You don't say, oh, I take a shekel and divide it by 12, and since there's 11 months went by, so I'm not paying a full shekel. I'm paying 1/12. It doesn't work like that. You pay a full shekel per year, regardless of how much time is left in the year. Now, in this case, in the last 2 years of Yovel, we said you always pay 50 shekel. It's not a good deal. The Mishnah yesterday, the Mishnah says don't ever try to redeem a field 2 years before Yovel because you're going to pay 50 shekel. It's not good for you. So a guy comes and he wants to redeem his field a year and a half before Yovel. So how much does he pay? 50 shekel. But if you say that it's as if he ate the whole year, we don't go by months, then really he's paying for the full year. So he starts from before the year started. So it's as if he started on day 1 of year 2. Day 1 of year 2 is only 2 selah, 2 shekel. It only kicks into 50 a little bit afterwards, into the year. So now it's not worth it for Hegdish to say that if you eat, if there's a little bit time left, it's as if it's a whole year. You don't want it to be a whole year. You want it to be less than a year. Less than a year, it's worth 50. More, if it's a full year, it's only worth 2. So in that case, we say the house wins, and that's it. If somebody was magdish the field within the 48th year, there's a year and a half left to Yovel. And therefore, Hegdish always wins. Says the Mishnah. So the Mishnah says B'shas HaYovel. B'shas HaYovel means that Yovel exists. There are certain periods of time when Yovel doesn't exist, and certain periods of time that Yovel exists. Let's say if most of Klal Yisrael is not in Eretz Yisrael, it doesn't exist.
What is today?
What?
Oh, right.
No. First of all, you don't have a Beis Hamikdash, and there's no Yovel. So, Noisein is Bezerach Chomer Soirim Chamishim Shekel Kesef. So again, to review, I saw there's a little confusion yesterday. Nachamal Chazara. We're talking about Azdei Achuzah. Azdei Achuzah is a field that you got b'chalukas haaretz, ancestral field. Here's the field, and the person does 2 things with it. You want this field to remain in his family's estate, but he goes and he donates it to the Beis Hamikdash. If he donates it to the Beis Hamikdash, then we have this whole thing of 50 selah for a base kur. If he doesn't donate it to the Beis Hamikdash, he just sells it off on the market. He could redeem it, but he has to pay full market value. If he sells it to his friend, he can knock on his door when they say, listen, I have charata, it's my ancestral field, it's my zdei achuzah, I want to put it back in my family, I have the money today, I want to pay for it. How much is it worth? He gives him his money, gets it back. But if he donates it to the Beis HaMikdash, he gets a real good discount. He only pays 50 selah for 49 years, and every year afterwards it goes down by 1 selah, so it's a great deal.
He didn't make any money off of it. That's why. No.
Right. He was just trying to benefit Hegdish, and the benefit for Hegdish is very...
It's like a tax deferment. Yeah, well, exactly what that thing is.
A tax deferment.
A tax shelter. A tax shelter.
Okay.
They paid for it.
No, you made money in the state of Mexico, so you got to pay it. It's only 50 shekels.
Yeah.
That's only for the dude.
Yeah, but here's a big chiddush also.
Only after 2 years, though.
No, I mean here, Azdei Achuzah, a field. You get a field, b'chalukas haaretz. You could do 2 things with it. 3 things. You could keep it, or you could donate it. If you donate it, you have the right to redeem it at 50 selah for 49 years, and then every year thereafter it goes down a selah. If you don't donate it, you just sell it off. You still have rights to it because it's an ancestral field. So you go and you pay the guy whatever the market value is. You don't have the 50 anymore. Now, what's this whole shear? So the shear is like this. The Mishnah says, the Torah says, Bezerah chomer so'irim, chamishim shekel kesef. So basically, a chomer so'irim, a chomer is also known as a kur. And this field is called a base kur because they're related. A kur, let's say, is approximately, 80 gallons of seed. What can you do with 80 gallons of seed? Well, you could spill it in one spot, or you could seed it very, very lightly over, a couple miles. So there's a shear. You have to do it normally, not too heavy, not too light, and seed, but not what grows out of the seed. It's actual seeding, the seeding process. How long? So the bottom line is it's 75,000 square amma, which equals to 4 to 6 acres according to, we tried to figure it out yesterday, our scroll just says it, 4 to 6 acres. Okay, it's a pretty large area for 50 shekel. That's what I'm saying. It's
An acre, is it 4 acres in a dunam, I think?
4 dunam in an acre,
4 dunam in an acre.
I think. No? Maybe not.
6 acres?
Yeah, 4 dunam in an acre. 4 dunam in an acre.
4 dunam in an acre. It is massive, and 50 shekels is a joke. That's what I was saying yesterday. It's millions of dollars, and today it should be valued at millions, and you get a great deal.
Why do you think that 50 shekel is less than 50 million today? What do you mean?
No, we know what a shekel is. What we do shekel for binyan haben. It's a joke. We have the same. It's the same silver. The value. I didn't figure out what 50 shekel, but we did the whole cheshbon when we were talking about binyan haben. Right.
Population was a quarter of.
Here, look. I made a picture of how you do it today.
1,000 shekel.
1,000 shekel. Great. Look at this picture, Rabbi say. This is how they used to do it in those days, and this is how the Gemara is talking about. The same exact action. Look what we do today. This is crazy. This is 120 feet long, this thing. 120 feet. He's going at I don't know how many miles per hour. It's slow. Okay, fine. Versus this guy going like this. How many years would it take him to do, a half hour of this tractor?
It's also not so accurate.
That's why, like he's saying, the value is, what are you going to do with the field? Take 100 field. I guess you could have a bunch of slaves, and they could all run around and go like this. But there's a limit to what a person can do all day.
The machine.
By the way, this is why England's leaving the European Union.
Yeah,
They don't
why?
have those machines?
We want to go back to when
No, because in England you had share chuzah, and the oldest son inherited the farm every year, and farms are massive. In France, every time a fellow died was divided in all the Arachin.
And it just goes and goes.
France, they are tiny, and nobody can afford a machine like that in a tiny farm. So that's why the whole of Europe.
because of these machines,
French farmers.
it all comes out to these machines.
Okay, Zok the Mishnah. Noisim bezerah choyim esorim 50 shekel kesef. If in the field there were ditches that were 10 tfachim deep, or rocks, can't do anything, boulders with these that are 10 tfachim, they're not part of this kur, they actually have their own, whatever they're worth. So a cellar could be worth nothing, because you can't do anything with a cellar. What are you going to do with a boulder? You can't plant on it. But if they're less than 10 tfachim, then they're part of the field, as the Gemara is going to say, they're bottled to the field. Yeah, you're right, you can't do anything with them, but every field has some of these boulders, some of these ditches.
It's even cheaper.
Bottled. Yeah, it could be even cheaper, depending on what it is. It could be more, it could be less, but they're not part of the field. I'm just saying typically they'll be cheaper. Shtayim over here means exactly 2 years. Where the price, how much is the price per year when it's 2 and more, it's exactly a selah. 1 selah per year, but if you go into the second year, 2 years, and I'm not sure what the shear is, maybe 2 years in a month, 2 years in a few days, whatever it is, then it jumps up, the price jumps up drastically to 50 shekel. You have to pay the full amount. Noisin selah upudyon l'shana. I want tashlumim, they call it in Hebrew. Ain't shavim. There's no tashlumim. You don't get to pay with payments. You have to put it all right there. All 1,000 shekel nebuch. You have to do it in one shot. And if you're on year 25, it's 500 shekel. Elanoisin is kuloi ke'echad. He has to pay it in one lump sum. Echad ba'alam ve'echad kol adam. Anybody can redeem the field. Ma bein ba'alam kol adam. What's the difference between an owner and anybody else? The owner has to add a fifth. Now we said here's a fifth once and for all. I don't know if it's for all, but it's more visual. Here's a fifth. If there's 4 years remaining, each year is a selah, a total of 4 slime. So 1 sela equals 25%. So we call it 25%. The Gemara calls it always 20%. Why? Because 1 sela, when you add it, now you have 5 slime. Now to the total amount, 1 sela is considered 20% labar. This extra piece, it's the same sela. It's just if you look at it in the inside or on the outside. If you look at it with what you start out with, what we do today, it's called 25%, milligav, or 20% from the outside, the total amount. Zog the Gemara Tana, kor zera v'loy kor tvua. Right, I think the Chavis Havavas talks about this a lot. You put 1 seed in the ground, and out come 8 things of tvua, and each thing of tvua has 30 seeds on them. 1 seed equals, and he says tens of thousands. I looked it up. It's in our days, depending on the tvua, hundreds, whatever it is, 1,000. The point is, you put 1 in, out come many. So we're not talking about what you reap from the field, because if you're going to take the seeds that come out of the ground to get 80 gallons of it, that'll take 100 feet. We're talking about what you take to plant and seed it over dry land. Mapoilas yad v'loy mapoilas shvarim. That's this picture right over here. You got to do it with your hand and not with an ox. This is an ox. What they would do in those days, they would take a sack, fill it up with seed, make a hole in it, small holes, and it starts coming out slowly, and tell the ox to move. Almost the same idea. Very, very not controllable. Not the speed of the ox and not the hole in the thing. And if a bunch of it falls out of one spot, fallen and Shalom al Yisrael.
When you do it by hand, you control it more things.
I agree. Yeah.
But when you do with the ox, it comes out
Right.
much more.
Yeah. Much more in one spot.
The tractors, I'm sure they control it. It doesn't come out.
Exactly. They know exactly the speed and the GPS, and it's all. Yeah. They're not wasting any of the seeds. Zok the Gemara. Mapolis yad v'lo mapolis shvarim. Tani Levi. Lo mu'uba v'lo meidak ela beinini. Fine. Don't do it too heavy, not too light. The medium. How you shom nekoyim amukim? Ask the Gemara. Why are you telling me that einim dadim you can't measure? Why can't you measure it? By the way, Rabbi Isai, please, when it's going to happen very soon, but when Yeshua comes back, not to make a big deal when he comes back. He's like mavuish about the whole thing. So whatever, just Shalom Aleichem next. Not like like what?
He's also watching.
No, right now he's shlufin, pretty good. All right. So maybe tell me, and here's the chiddush in the Gemara. The Gemara just wants to get to this point that you don't need a full kur. Yes, the halacha was said about a chomer soirim for a kur, but at the end of the day, you don't need a kur. But Tanya saw that, so maybe you'll say, with all these boulders, you don't have a full kur. Memela, they're not worth anything, zero. But Tanya's sedei, we have the amount. Has to be exactly a 75,000 square amma field. A half of a core, a quarter of a core, sa'ah, a 30th of a core, the tarkav, a 60th, the chatzi tarkav, a 1/20th of a core.
Half a saw.
What? Which one?
Tarkav is a half a saw.
No.
He says.
Yeah. Tarkav is a half a saw, which is 1/60th. If the saw is 1/30th, whatever the thing is. Okay. Point is, a lot less than a core. Any size. So in other words, but obviously it's prorated, right? You don't pay 50 shekel for a half a core. You pay 25 shekel for half a core. So the Gemara answers, the reason why Einim Dadim Ima, that we don't count them, is because there's two conditions here. First of all, they're very deep. And second of all, you can't plant on it because they're full of water. But if they're very deep, but you could plant in it, then it would be counted. They're like boulders, you can't plant on it. So why do I care if it has 10 tefachim, 5 tefachim, you can't plant on a 5 tefach ditch either. Hanu Nigone the Ara Mikru, Shidru the Ara Mikru. The bottom line is they're part of the field. It's a little puddle. Call it whatever you want. It's part of the field. We don't consider it something else. So once it's bottled to the field, it's part of the field, and that's it. But if it has its own zip code, it's so deep and it has water in it. And nobody's mevadel so meila, that's not counted in the field. Higdisha shtayim v'shalosh. Tanu rabbanon v'nigra merkecha. After a hegdish, over here the Gemara just comes to tell us a chiddush that if hegdish owns it and hegdish didn't do anything with it, still you get a discount in the years. Shem achlo hegdish shano ishtayim inami lo achlo ela sha'isa lefanov. Hegdish, Rashi says, didn't rent it out, didn't plant on it. So here, the Achroinim are medayik that Hegdish could rent it out. I thought it was obvious. They said it was a big chiddush that you could use Hegdish property, because we learned that if you use Hegdish property, you're moyel. But if Hegdish says use it and pay me, why would that be mila? What's the havamina? That should be a problem. Anytime you could ride a Hegdish donkey if you pay him 5 shekel for it.
Money for the Beit HaMikdash.
Yeah. Okay, fine. But akopanim. The point is that Hegdish didn't use it. Hegdish didn't benefit from it. Nevertheless, there's only 5 years remaining. You pay 5 sela. I don't care that Hegdish didn't use it. V'mamar hareini noisen. Toner Rabbanon minayin shem amru ba'alim hareinu noisnim dvar shana b'shana shein shomim lem. We'll make payments. We don't listen to them. Tamaloi ma v'chishav le'akoynes ha-kesef atshiyah kesef kula ke'echad ha-kesef, all the money. This is just a continuation of the Mishnah. This halacha that you have to pay 25% or 20% more is a halacha in the owner, the original owner. Zog the Mishnah. What?
What's the idea of it? How come Dafka Baidi mustn't be?
I don't know. It says Meforsh in the pasuk. How do you know it? V'nasach hamishasai. That's I don't know what the idea. I'm sure if you look in the Maharal or somebody. Higdisho go'ala. So a guy was Magdish's field, and then he comes back and he's paid it from Hegdish. Eino yoytza miyada b'yoyvel. So it's an interesting halacha. These are the halachas of Zdei Achuzah. The owner, if he's quick enough and he goes back to Hegdish and he pays up his 50 shekel, he gets to keep it forever. It stays in his estate forever. If somebody else redeems it before he has a chance, bye-bye field. He can never get it back. It never goes back to him.
It doesn't go back.
And there's only one person that could do that. He himself. And there's one other person that's like him himself, his son. But that's it. And the Gemara has to make a drasha that his son is like himself. We don't know. It's not so pasha. It's not logic.
If he's Magdish and Goel,
What?
Say it again.
If he's Magdish a field to the Bedek Habayis, spacing out. He said, I'm going to get around to it. I'm going to come to the Bedek Habayis in a half a year, give them 50 shekel. Some other guy realizes a good opportunity here, and he pays Hegdish 50 shekel. That's it. He'll never get it back. He can't go to that guy and say, hey, I want my field back, and I'll give you 50 shekels. It's too late. It goes to that guy, and that's it. He's done.
There's a bit of a chiddush that a stranger can come and get $1 million field for 50 shekel.
It's to benefit Hegdish. It's a strange. The whole thing is strange from the beginning to end.
I see the possibility I can do as the owner of the field. And a stranger can come and they'll be lining up outside.
It's a mefurish pasuk. You're talking about v'im loy goal v'acher. Here, I have the pasuk.
No, that's the time period.
V'im loy yigal sasoda. V'im mocher sasoda shacher. Look, there's other pasukim. Fine.
There's no last name,
Huh? Zdei Achuzah. Higdisha is Zdei Achuzah. If another person came along and was redeemed it, or even a relative of his own brother, and then he redeemed it from him, it goes back to the kohanim, finished. If one of the kohanim himself redeemed it, he saw a good opportunity, $1 million field. And listen, I'm sure it wasn't $1 million field. Nobody's giving $1 million field to Hegdish. It's all relative to those days. In those days, you could buy what? You couldn't buy half of Eretz Yisrael 50 years ago for $100,000. Whatever. It's all relative.
Everything was prepared. The prices of the 50 shekel was the price of the.
No, but it's not the price. It's not the price because you have a field that gives off garbage and you have a field that gives off the best dates in the world.
So there's a field that is worth 70, there's a field that is worth 80, okay?
Right.
It wasn't.
It's proportionate though, so that's what he's saying. But it's hard to believe that's proportionate.
It'll be the whole Eretz Yisrael $1 million. Yeah, there was.
I don't know. The whole thing is interesting. So what if one of the Kohanim himself redeemed it? And now he's controlling it, he's sitting there for 50 years. So he wants to come up with his Meir hat there. He says, look, anyways, it's going to the Kohanim. And I'm sitting here, no, let me just have it. I'm a Kohen, I deserve it anyways. If I was one of the boys, I'll jump in here and grab a piece anyways. I'm here, let me chop it. It leaves his possession. Here's an amazing chiddush. Who does it go to? Who does it go to? That mishmar. So when Yovel turns the clock, one of the 24 mishmaris get everything. They get everything. I don't think it's that big of a deal. At the end of the day, in those days, they get all the fields. One out of 24. Okay. The next guy is gonna have to wait 20, 50 years. Nobody redeemed it. That one property.
I think it's a massive deal for the other 23.
Splits it up.
Yeah, why?
They get nothing.
No, they get
Right.
the next year.
But the next Yovel, they're gonna look at again. The same mission. You know how it works. The same mission is gonna look at again.
No,
It's impossible. It's impossible.
It's always your kids.
24
Right. We said that's considered Rosh Hashanah. It's considered Rosh Hashanah. Yom Kippur is called Rosh Hashanah because of that. Zog the Gemara. Wow, we have way too much time. Usually it's 1:45 at this point. No, it's 17:2. Tana Rabbanon im lo yigal. Rabbi say. Tana Rabbanon im lo yigal sasada. Here. Oh, Gary, I have to ask you what to do over here. I couldn't get to my draw anymore. I'm done. It doesn't draw. Push the button. Vim lo yigal. Who's lo yigal? The owner. Es asada. Vim mochar. And if he sold it, who sold it? The gizbar. Es asada li'ish acher. Ish means even his brother is considered just a regular dude. Acher means it has to be a stranger, but a son is not a stranger. That's it. The only discussion right now really is why is the ach not considered a real relative, even more than a son, and maybe even the daughter. Why is the daughter considered an acher? These are two people we have to discuss. It's only a son, not a daughter and not a brother. V'mochar sasode gizbar leish acher. He sold it to a stranger. La'acher v'leileben. So if a son, basically we understand from this that every person should have one person, another individual that could save him. So you have a father, he's in the hospital or something, his son could run and buy the field and keep it in the family. You have a wife, somebody should be able to save her, save the field. A daughter, somebody should be able to save. Who told you that the son is more important and closer to the father than a brother is? But who told you? Who told you that a son is closer to a father than a brother is? Look, if a father buys a Omer Ivriya, so the son can marry that Omer Ivriya without him even paying Kiddushin. And if there's an Eved Ivri, and a brother dies, and the brother doesn't have Yarshim, and the other brother inherits everything, it does not include an Eved Ivri. But an Eved Ivri goes to the son. The Eved Ivri continues working in 6 years for the son. So you see that a son fits into his father's shoes better than a brother.
Why'd you say it like that? Why don't you just say if the father dies and he has a son and a brother, it all goes to the son?
Oh, that's a Tosfos kasha. Tosfos asks, why don't we just talk about Yerusha? So Tosfos says because a brother is in the parish of Yerusha.
Right, but you see not as strong.
Time out. The Gemara is saying, you're right, in terms of, you see that he's stronger, but the Gemara is trying to bring things that he's not involved at all. a brother is not in Yud and not in Eved Ivri. He's not in the parsha at all. Over here, he's in the parsha of Yerusha. You want to say he's stronger, he has adifus, nunu. It's like saying a Bechar is better than another side, because he gets a little bit more. Fine. Adrabah, Marbani Yisa'ach, Shekain Kam Tachas Ochiv Liibum, Bam Kasha. A brother fits into the brother's shoe. He mamish, he brings a kid to the world in the name of his brother. He takes his brother's wife. Yibum, nobody in the world. So the Gemara, Klum Yesh Yibum Ela B'Makim Shem Ben. Adarabba, the son is stronger than the brother, because if there's a son, there is no Yibum. That means he takes the whole Yibum away. Hayesh Ben Ein Yibum. Ask the Gemara a simple question. The typical thing, you have Yiyud and Eved Ivri on the one hand, on the scale, and you have Yibum on the other hand. Okay, so it's 2 against 1. Why do you have to come out to a svara that the son is actually better than the brother within Yibum? Even if the son is not better than the brother in Yibum, you still have 2 against 1. It's Eved Ivri and Yiyud versus Yibum, and 2 against 1 wins. That's why. Why not?
Because the bar said an untruth. What do you mean? Because Yibum doesn't exist when the sun is around.
It's a nice svara. It's a nice svara.
You have this and that.
I have a much easier. But
It's not 2-1.
why go into something complicated and say yes, no, there is a brother? Okay, and you know what? It's not such a truth, because if there's a daughter, as the Gemara is going to point out, if there's a daughter, there's no Yibum either, and she's a nothing when it comes to Nachla. So it's not so stark. I don't know. You want to go into svara, go into svara. Here's 2 against 1. Everybody understands 2 against 1. The Gemara always uses it. We have Xer Shava. My rois. Yeah, can't say. Anytime that the Gemara says you have a list, so the list with 7 against 6 wins. Okay, fine. Maybe, okay. At the end of the day, Gemara is about questions and answers to get to the point. It doesn't mean that the question is, look at the point. The point of the answer is even starker. Says the Gemara, how do I even know that a son gets Yud, he gets to marry the father's Amma? That's a pasuk. But how do I know that the son gets to use the Eved Ivri? Because the Gemara says, hey, look, the son does Yud, so you should get the Eved Ivri. So the Gemara asked the question, but the brother does Yibum. And on that the Gemara answered, well, there's no Yibum if there's a son. So the Eved Ivri himself was because of the Svara. So that's why the Gemara, the Ein Yibum b'makim ben. Klum yesh Yibum ela b'makim shein ben. And Mela, that's why, I think it's just to tell us the side point. That you should know, and we actually learned the Sugi, of course. We're already getting to the point that all Sugis we touched upon some way or another. Yeah, every day. Maybe in Arachin.
How long have you been going on yet?
Yeah. No, it's already what? It's 1 and 3, 1 and 4 months. March, April, May, June, July. A year and 5 months. Boy, Rav Bas, could a daughter jump in there and save her father? She sees he's not going to make it. She runs in and she redeems the field. Does it remain in the family or not? Or she's considered a stranger, a complete stranger, and it goes to the Kohanim. The daughter, you just use this svara to say that a son is stronger than a brother. So the daughter also has a svara. She saves her father, her uncle from Yibum. She has the right to grab the field and keep it in the family. At the end of the day, she's a 0, a 1 big 0 when it comes to inheritance. If there's a brother if there's a daughter and a son, the son gets everything, the daughter gets 0. And in England, it works how? The oldest son gets everything, and all the other brothers get 0.
No.
Only in fields.
He gets the land. He gets
The land. Oh, and they split the cash. So if there's no cash, they get 0.
The second one, I think, normally goes to the army. The third one goes into the clergy.
Oh, they have a whole mahalach.
But if
The third guy goes into the clergy.
that's not legal, that's in family.
That's in Minhagim.
But if
Wow.
it's only girls, then they can inherit. Isn't that from Ben Slav?
B'nai Slavchad, yeah.
But Rashi says that even in such a case,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have a right to stay at home, yeah? Even if there's no sons. And I assume the reason is that if she gets married, it goes out to
Right.
the family.
Because in B'nai Slavchad, HaKadosh Baruch Hu said that they have to marry Dafka within their Shevet.
So therefore, it's like the staples are supposed to stay in the family.
Yeah.
So it would never go to the daughter.
Yeah.
So even if she marries somebody.
8 minutes. Toshma. Toshma the Tony the Be'er Yishmol Koshu Acher b'mokim ben v'honami b'mokim ben ki acher damyo. At the end of the day, she's considered a stranger in comparison to the brother, because if it's head to head, her against the brother, she loses, she gets 0, and the brother gets everything. So therefore, she's considered a stranger in this as well. A wife that has a field that she inherited from her father, it's nichsim elug. Baal mokim law, is he able to save it for her? She can yarsha, because at the end of the day, he's before the son when it comes to Yerusha. The son has a stronger inheritance than the father. You're right, the father is first, but the type of inheritance that the son has is much stronger than the father, because he could yarshin potential Yerushas. So let's say his mother dies, and then she inherited something from her father after she's dead. It transfers through her grave to the son, but it won't transfer through the grave to the husband. There's a disconnect once she dies to the husband. So Mela, I would think maybe it goes to the son. Teiku, we don't know. I was just pointing out before that it just seemed the Gemara understood that somebody could do it. We don't know who. Somebody should be able to save the field.
Can I ask you?
If it's quick.
Yeah. When it says, even though you got it hasoda,
Yeah.
how long has he got?
All the way to Yovel. All 49 years
So
until.
the other guy can only come at the last minute?
No. He also has 49.
But even though you got it, you can only come and say, at what stage can you say, can Bestin say,
At all stages, a minute after he donates it, another guy can come in and say, wow, it's a beautiful field, it's exactly what I need.
The next mission talks about
If nobody did it. What? There's no Geula the first. Yeah. 2 years. You can't redeem it. No, there's a 2 year exemption. 2 year for only Acher? I don't know, we learned it over a week ago. Basic English. Interesting question. He was Magdish. Okay, what happened after he was Magdish? You have to say somebody else came along and was paid it. How much did that somebody else pay for it? It was within 2 years of Yovel. That other person paid full price, 50. So that is exactly his question. Because the other guy paid 50, he didn't do what we call giroyin, he didn't do a proration, so maybe it's different. Maybe it shouldn't go to the kohen. What was your logic here? There's a proration, every year goes down by 1 selah. But this guy had to pay the full 50 selah because it was within 2 years of Yovel. I saw the Yovel, the bas giroin in, the lav bas giroin loy, only when you could do giroin, does it go to the kohen? Adarabba. Im lo yigal asad, it says mafurish, geula, any type of geula, doesn't talk about giroin. Even though I didn't do a giroin geula, I just did a plain old geula, I redeemed it for 50, that's not giroin, but it's still within the word of yigal. And it says, im lo yigal, what happens? Goes to the kohanim. At the end of the day, it's a redemption. I don't care that it's not a redemption with a proration. This word is extra. It should say and the story. What's achuzasai? It becomes an ancestral feel for him. Why? This we had at the end of the Mishnah. Kohen could say to himself, it's already under my hand, I'm here, everybody knows it's mine. If it just happens to fall into the Kohanim, I could also get a piece of it. This is mamish mine. Tamaloi ma'achuzosoi, achuzah shaloi, ve'inzoi shaloi. This is not considered his. That's why we do the word achuzosoi. It goes to that mishmar. Says the Mishnah, nobody wanted it. It's a worthless field. Even for 50 shekel, even for 3 shekel 3 years before. So now we have a 3-way machlokes. One sheet that says they have to pay. How much do they pay? 50. Because it's already yovel. It's already within 2 years of yovel. They pay the full amount. Divi Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Shimon Omer, nichnasim v'loy noisnim. They grab it, and how much do they pay? 0. Rabbi Elazar Omer, loy nichnasim v'loy noisnim. They get 0. They don't get the field at all. Forget about it. So it's 3 shittas. Either they pay the full price, but they get it, or they get it and they don't pay anything, or they don't get it. Elo nikris sedei rutushim. Everybody knows this is the rutushim. Ada yovel hasheni. Now you wait a full 50 years. Higia yovel hasheni. V'loy nigalo. Again. This is the worst of the worst. Moshe Rabbeinu did a nice number on this guy. There's a reason why he donated it to the Beis HaMikdash. The only thing it's worth is a tax deferment. Nikris retushim ad yovel hashlish. It just keeps on be calling retushim. Kids, after 500 years, nobody knows who owned it, what happened over here, and finished. Loilom eina koyanim nechnasim letoicha ad shigolenu acher.
Developer came in and put up condos. Exactly.
What happened?
Until some developer comes in and puts up condos, and it's all good.
Exactly. Ritushim mahim, ritushim ahead. The guy made millions. I'll take any ritushim in Yerushalayim right now. There's no ritushim.
Name of the project.
Yeah.
Ritushim Estates.
I love the name. Shaita. You don't even know what it means.
Ritushim. Near Sneller.
Yeah.
It says in Rashi that
We have time for questions, Rabbi Isai. We have to, what?
This field over here,
Yeah.
the Kohanim can't use it until someone else has pointed it, and then they can use it.
Yeah. Yeah. The Mishnah starts off saying, Higia Yovel v'loy nigala. Nobody redeemed it, because if somebody redeemed it, other than the father and the son, then it goes to the Kohanim. After 50 years. My time in the Rabbi Yehuda. Where did he get his svara that you have to pay 50? Gomar kodesh min magdish bayis. When somebody donates a house to Beis HaMikdash, it's different. It doesn't go to the Kohanim. Kohanim get nothing. The Kohanim get fields and that's it. Malahalam bedomim, avkam bedomim. So just like by a house, the Kohen has to pay for it. Over here, the Kohanim have to pay for the field. Reb Shimon Gomar kodesh min kivsi atzeres. From karbanos. Nobody pays for a carbon. If a Kohen gets his hand on a carbon, it's free. Malahalam bechinam, avkam bechinam. Rabbi Yehuda nami neilef mekivtzi atzeres. How come Rabbi Yehuda doesn't learn the same drasha from a carbon and get it for free? Why does he say 50? It's the same word, kodesh. Danim kachei bedekabayis, mekachei bedekabayis, vein danim kachei bedekabayis, mekachei mizbeach. Doesn't make sense to learn from a carbon when we're dealing with monetary things like fields and houses. Reb Shimon nami neilef b'magdish bayis. It makes a lot more sense to compare a field to a house. Why are you comparing a field to a sheep? Donim davish matana lekohanim. A field at the end of the day could become a kohen, so it's a matana for a kohen. Midavish matana lekohanim, like a carbon that goes to the kohen. You can't learn a field from a house because the house never goes to the kohen. Have a wonderful day.